Hello and welcome to our channel. We're thrilled to have you here as we embark on a fascinating journey through time, exploring the captivating world of helicopters. From their humble beginnings to the modern technological marvels they have become, we'll be unraveling the mechanics, the roles, and the impact of these amazing machines. If you're a fan of innovation, history, and technology, you're in for a treat. And if you enjoy our content, please don't forget to hit the like button, share our videos, and subscribe to our channel to stay updated with our latest explorations. Now, without further ado, let's dive into the world of helicopters and discover how they took to the skies. Let's go back to the early 1900s when technology was changing fast. During this time, the idea of flying straight up and down was developing. There was one man, Igor Sikorsky, who wanted to build a machine that could hang in the air, move in any direction, and like a bird. Sikorsky was a big name in the air travel world. He turned his idea into a real thing by making the Sikorsky R4. This was the first helicopter to be made on a big scale. This happened in 1942 when there was a big war going on. The R4 changed how we think about flying. Where does the helicopter come from? It started off as a French word, helicopter. This word came from two Greek words, helix, which means spiral, and pteron, which means wing. This makes sense because a helicopter uses spinning blades, or spirals, to fly. People made a lot of mistakes and tried a lot of things before they could make the first helicopters, but they never gave up. And because of that, we have helicopters. Making the first helicopter showed how smart people can be and how they always want to make new things. The helicopter was a great machine that seemed to go against the rules of physics. It was a sign of how quickly the world was changing. And that's how the helicopter, a great example of clever building and new ideas, took to the skies. Now, let's look at how helicopters work and stay in the air. The most important parts of a helicopter are its rotor systems and engines. These parts work together to make the helicopter take off, hover, and fly in any direction. Let's start with the rotor systems. These are the spinning blades on top of a helicopter, and they help the helicopter go up into the air. Different helicopters use different rotor designs, each with its own special features. The most common type is one main rotor with a smaller one at the tail. This design uses the main rotor to go up and the rotor to stop the helicopter from spinning. Then we have helicopters with two main rotors. These helicopters don't need a tail rotor because the two main rotors spin in different directions. This stops the helicopter from spinning and helps it fly steadily. Coaxial rotor helicopters have two rotors on the same axis, one above the other. This also stops the helicopter from spinning and makes it very good at hovering. Then we have tilt rotor helicopters. These helicopters are a bit different because they also work like airplanes. The rotors can move from up to sideways, which lets the helicopter fly forward like an airplane. Lastly, we have compound helicopters. These helicopters have extra parts to help them fly faster and better. But the rotor systems alone can't make a helicopter fly. That's why we need the engines. The engines, usually turbine types, decide how big the helicopter is, what it does, and what can do. They make the power needed to turn the rotors and lift the helicopter. But the spinning of the main rotor tries to make the helicopter spin the other way. To stop this, helicopters use anti-spin controls like tail rotors, fans, or the NOTAR system, which means no rotor. The way helicopters work shows how complex these machines are. It's not easy to control a helicopter. Flying a helicopter involves many parts all working together. Each part helps the helicopter move, stay steady, and turn. Let's look at these parts. First, we have the cyclic control. This is a stick that comes up from the floor of the helicopter. The stick is between the pilot's legs. When the pilot moves the stick forward, backward, or to the sides, the main rotor disc of the helicopter tilts in the same way. This makes the helicopter move in that direction. Then, we have the collective control. This is found on the left side of the seat the pilot sits on. The collective helps the helicopter move up and down. It changes the angle of the main rotor blades. When the pilot lifts the collective, the blades make more lift and the helicopter moves up. When the pilot lowers the collective, the blades make less lift and the helicopter moves down. Now, let's look at the anti-torque pedals. These pedals control the pitch of the tail rotor blades. The tail rotor stops the helicopter from spinning in the opposite direction of the main rotor. By using the anti-torque pedals, the pilot can control the helicopter's turning and yaw maneuvers. Lastly, we have the throttle. In most helicopters, the throttle is on the collective control. It controls the power of the engine, which in turn affects the speed of the main rotor. Increasing the throttle makes the engine work harder, causing the rotor to spin faster and make more lift. Just like in any other vehicle, these parts don't work alone. They work together in a careful way that needs skill, precision, and a good understanding of how flight works. Each movement of the cyclic, collective anti-torque pedals or throttle can change the helicopter's attitude, altitude, speed, and direction. Knowing these parts is important to flying well, and that's a quick look at how pilots control these amazing machines in the sky. Helicopters are important. They help in wars and in saving lives. Not just in fights, but they also help in keeping peace, helping people, and in search and rescue jobs. In wars, helicopters change the game. They can take off and land straight up and down. This makes them ideal for quickly sending in and taking out troops in tricky areas. They give important details from above and can even attack from the sky. The Vietnam War saw a lot of helicopter, especially for saving hurt people. This gave them the name dust-off. But helicopters do more than just help in wars. They are very important in keeping peace. They help watch over peace agreements and protect everyday folks in areas with conflict. They can bring help to areas hit by big storms, where roads are blocked. In the area of emergency medical help, helicopters can mean the difference between life and death. They work as flying hospitals, quickly moving patients to hospitals, especially in rural or hard-to-get-to areas. These flying helpers are set up with medical tools and have medical workers to give medical help during the flight. In addition, helicopters help in putting out big fires, dropping water or fire retardants from the sky on the fire. They are the heroes in search and rescue jobs, going into hard conditions to save lost hikers, kids, or sailors. Since they were first made, helicopters have changed to meet the world's needs. They've changed from simple flying machines to complex machines that can do many jobs. So, helicopters have become a very important part of our lives. Today, helicopters are much better than they were before. Their simple beginnings to the impressive machines we see now, helicopters have changed a lot. Today, these flying machines are not just for travel, but they show how smart and adventurous humans are. New things in helicopter technology have made them better, safer, and more useful. Modern helicopters are stronger, faster, and can carry more weight than the old ones. They have fancy navigation systems, better rotors, and stronger engines, which makes them great for lots of different jobs. From reporting the news and showing tourists around to helping find and save people, helicopters are very important in our everyday life. They give news reporters a view from above, letting them show live events from angles that wouldn't be possible otherwise. In the tourism business, helicopters give tourists a thrilling experience, showing them amazing views of the countryside, cities, and famous places. But helicopters aren't just used on Earth. In a step for helicopter technology, the small Ingenuity helicopter first flew on Mars as part of the Perseverance rover's mission 2021. This Mars helicopter shows a big step in exploring space. It has shown that a machine can fly in the thin air of Mars, which means there are new chances for future robots, and maybe people, to explore Mars. So whether it's flying over the big space of our home planet or exploring the unknown areas of space, helicopters keep doing more than we thought they could. They have changed from simple machines spinning wings to amazing machines that can do fantastic things, showing our never-ending search for progress and adventure. From when they were first made to how they are used and improved today, helicopters really show how smart and adventurous humans are. Helicopters started simple, but now they can do a lot. We've seen how they started and how smart people made them. We've looked at how things like rotor systems and engines work in these big flying machines and how to control them. Then, we saw how helicopters have been used in wars and also in helping people. We didn't stop there. We also looked at how technology has made helicopters better and better. The story of helicopters is about how people are always trying to do better and go farther. It's a story of moving forward, one rotor blade at a time. But the story isn't over. Every day, there are new things happening in the sky, with helicopters getting better and better. Join us as we learn more about the world of flying. Until then, stay excited and keep asking questions.